Welcome to Do It Yourself Kids. I'm your host, Josiah. Today we're going to be dealing with clay. First, I'm going to show you what clay beginners should start with. This is Sculpey clay, and it has all different sorts of colors. And I'm going to tell you where you could get it from. You could get it from Micheal's, Walmart, which it is less, it's $8, and you could get it from Target. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some stuff I made for my dolls with the clay. I made this pizza slice, and it has pepperonis on it, and cheese, and then tomato. I have this cake. I have this hot dog. It has mustard on it, and then it has sesame seeds on the bun. Okay. Then I have this blue popsicle. It's blue, and then the popsicle stick. And I had to break the popsicle stick in half because it was long. So I had to make it short. Now, I'm going to show you this Pop-Tart that I made, which is my favorite thing I made for my American Girl doll. It's a confetti Pop-Tart. It's mini. Now, for the clay charms. I have this rainbow charm, and this is my favorite charm because I got to use different colors. And I have this pumpkin pie charm, which it has a slice to go with it. And then I have this chibi charm, which we're going to be making today, and we're going to make this Pop-Tart too. So let's get started. We're going to make the chibi first, and you'll need the clay until it's soft, like so, like Play-Doh, if you know what Play-Doh is. And the colors I'm going to use is cream, purple, and black. So let's get started. First you take the purple, and then you make it into like a cylinder or so. And then you just press it and do whatever you need to do to it. When you need it, it's kind of hard to do because the clay is so hard, and you just have to make it where, and you also have to rub your hands together like this because heat also helps kind of melt it too. Well, not melt it, but loosen it up. So yeah, because the clay is kind of hard when you first buy it, and then you have to make it soft where you can handle it. So, just going to do that. And I'll be right back. After you've kneaded it, you take your purple or your big piece for the body, and then you roll it into something like this. And then you just knead it until you get the body shape you want. And this is going to be pretty long, so we'll be right back. Now it's time for us to put the eyes on. The last part, then we bake it. We're going to put the eye on. Then you just press it on. She can have big eyes, she can have small eyes. I want my chibi to have big eyes, like me. And then you just press it on. Sometimes you have to make sure it's straight. And sometimes they're lopsided. And then you add the black part of your eye. And it's the small part, but I'm making it big because it's your charm, so you can make it however you want to make it. And then we have some leftover black clay for the mouth. And I'm going to make a smiley face. So I'm just going to take my pointing tool. I'm going to cut it off a little bit. Okay. Then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to stick it on. And then kind of shape it into a small little smile. I'm just gonna slide it down a little bit. And that's the chibi. To make the hair, what you do is you just tear off little pieces or big pieces if you want your chibi to have long hair or short hair. I want my chibi to have long hair. Okay, so I'm just going to roll it out into thin or thick snakes. And I'm just going to... I spread my fingers out as I roll it. And on this chibi, I stopped so you could still see a little bit of the shirt, but you don't see that much. Then you just stick it on. Okay. And then you want to cut it right there. That way you can still see a little bit of the bottom of the shirt. Okay, this is going to take a long time, so we'll be back. Now we're going to start with that Pop-Tart. The colors you'll need for this one is... Wait, first we're making a confetti Pop-Tart. You'll need cream, white for the icing and the filling, and then blue, pink, green, orange, yellow, and purple for the sprinkles. And I have this mini Pop-Tart for just a showing of it. But actually, today we're going to be making a big Pop-Tart. So let's get started. First, what you do is you take your cream and you take a rolling pin, which I'm just using a paintbrush, and roll it out. Whoops. And sometimes it may do that And you could just add a little water to it. And I'm going to be working with this. So then you just make it into like a Pop-Tart shape. And then you just cut it as many times as you need to. So now we're going to be working on the filling of it. And for the filling, what you need to do is just going to move this out of the way first. So we'll have working area and put that to the side because you'll need that later. And then you take some white clay and then make sure it's kneaded, and I already kneaded mine. And I'm just going to roll it out. And you know how when you bite into a Pop-Tart, the filling just gushes out? So that's how a Pop-Tart is going to be today. And it may stick to the pan, the rolling pin, like I said. But you could just sprinkle a little water on the rolling pin. But we're not going to do that today because you'll want it textured and you'll want it kind of rough. So, yeah. Then you just cut it, make the edges round. And then you'll want to scrape off the excess clay. And I know I'm using kind of big words, but excess means the edges of it. So I'm going to take the filling of it and just going to place it right there in the middle. Make sure you have equal parts. And then you just move all your extra white pieces out of the way. And then you move that piece of your Pop-Tart. Then you're going to just roll out the dough like we did the first time. But here's another technique that I have. Instead of us just cutting it out, what we're going to do is lay the dough on top of the Pop-Tart. And then we're going to cut it. And you're just going to do it like this. And you're going to cut off the excess again, which is the sides. And you're just going to cut all of it off. And then you'll have a Pop-Tart. But then we're going to put the icing on top of it. What's a Pop-Tart with no icing? Then you take some white clay and then you roll it out. Wait. Okay. Then you take it and then you're just gonna roll it out until you get a kind of Pop-Tart icing size. Excuse me. And it may stick, like I said. And then it may get thin where you'll have to get some more. So I'm gonna take it and grab my light And I'm just going to scoop it out with my knife. And it's just a little plastic knife, so if you do buy it, don't go screaming your heads off if you see that your children has a purple knife. And it's safe to use because it won't cut your skin. It'll leave a little mark, but it doesn't hurt. So we're just gonna knead it into there. Okay? And you're gonna turn it over on its back, and then you're just gonna roll it out. And then once you have it to where you want it, you just cut off the extra excess. And then remove the pieces off the side. Okay. And then you're going to take your Pop-Tart, and then you're going to take your white, and you're going to just kind of scratch it off of the table. And if it messes up, then if you have to start over, it's okay. We'll wait for you. So our Pop-Tart is finished, but it's a confetti Pop-Tart. What's confetti without sprinkles? I have these colors, which I showed you in the beginning of the show, which the colors are yellow, purple, orange, pink, and blue, and green. So I'm just gonna take them off with my knife, and then roll them into balls on the table. Take it on my finger and just ta-da! And you're going to do that with all the colors until you have a pretty filled up Pop-Tart. So we'll be back. Bye! Now we're back with our Pop-Tart. We've made our indentions with our indentation tool. And I cut a piece so that it could look like it's a half-eaten Pop-Tart. I'm going to take this indentation tool again. I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm just going to make teeth marks. And it's kind of hard to do it because you don't want to make too big of a tooth mark, but not too small, so it won't look like a little ant bit it. And that's how you do the indentation, so you can see in the middle. Okay, after you've done that, I'm going to show you my chibi. And my sister wanted me to change her mouth to make her look like she was surprised or scared. So now we're going to bake it. And put your oven on 275 for 20 minutes. Now we're back with our crafts. We baked them in the oven for 20 minutes and we let them cool for 5 minutes. Now it's time to glaze it. I'm using Sculpey glaze, the satin kind. And we bought it from Michael's for about $6. And now it's just glaze it. You'll have to open it. It stinks really bad. And I just like to get it out the cap. And you're gonna glaze it. it looks just like a white coat when you put it on. And it's kind of slippy. And your brush is going to get hard after you use the Sculpey glaze. So you're going to want to run your brush in cold water or hot. I run it in cold water just because it breaks down the hard minerals. And you don't want to just put it on the white part, but put it on everything. Put it on the back, the front. But most people, we just put it on the back. The front. So now I'm gonna gloss my chibi. And you gloss the face too. And it gets in the ridges of her hair. That's one good thing too. And the clay dries immediately after you put it on. I hope you have enjoyed our crafts that we made today, our chibi and our Pop-Tart. Thank you for tuning in and Do It Yourself Kids on JoJo's Personality TV.